Yeah, what's good, guys? It's your boy Gamer, and today I'll be deciding which game is better, Sonic Frontiers or Shadow Generations. So I'll be taking inspiration from SF Productions' Sonic X Shadow Generations video on screen, and yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the video. First, let's start off with open world. So when it comes to open world with Sonic Frontiers, it's really fun. It's really open. Has a lot of grind rails. Has a lot of enemies to defeat. Has a lot of challenges to do, like action chain challenges, and the little missions and puzzles with the little question marks on them. Those are so much fun to do. With Shadow Generations, you get these little challenges where you have to collect a bunch of rings or reach the goal in time or something. And the white space, wow, it's not as visually stunning, but I love the enemy placements. It's really nice. I ran around the open world and it felt great. It felt like I was doing something right for once in that open world when I finally replayed it. So yeah, but overall, I'm gonna have to give it to Sonic Frontiers on this one. Up next, let's talk about side quests. With Sonic Frontiers, as I said before, action chain challenges and puzzles are, yeah, you also get to those cutscenes if you interact with the characters. So yeah, with Shadow Generations, you get to talk to the characters. You get to do those little challenges in the white world, in the white space open world, and yeah, it's just really fun overall. With Sonic Frontiers, I really love the openness. You get to make the open world yours. With Shadow Generations, it's more of a you gotta stick to one area kind of. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Frontiers on this one. Okay, now let's talk about cutscenes. With cutscenes, I really love the cutscenes in Frontiers, but they lack any movement, if that makes sense, because when I played it, there was barely any movement, just moving hands and just like, it was just conversation after conversation. With Shadow Generations, there's so much movement, so much expression, and just so much more. So I'm gonna have to give it to Shadow Generations. Let's talk about the stages. So with Sonic Frontiers, you have cyberspace. You get each one. Unlike the previous games, it's not compared into 2D and 3D combined. It's just one 2D stage, one 3D stage, which is great. And Shadow Generations also follows this philosophy, but unlike Shadow Generations, Sonic Frontiers recycles the past. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Shadow Generations on this one. Up next, we have overall polish. I'm gonna have to give it to Shadow Generations on this one. I'm sorry. Up next, we have boss fights. At the end of every island, in Sonic Frontiers, you get to battle a Titan like Giganto, Wyvern, Knight, and the end, or Supreme, or whatever. And with Shadow Generations, after you complete a certain area, you will fight a boss fight like Bio Lizard, Metal Overlord, Mephiles, and Neo Devil Doom. So yeah, I'm gonna. So with Sonic Frontiers, you play as Super Sonic and you are invincible, but you have to be careful with your rings because yeah. And with Shadow Generations, you have to use the Doom powers to your advantage, so that way you can damage the boss fight and deal a lot of damage. So yep, I'm gonna have to give it to Sonic Frontiers on this one. Up next, let's just talk about the gameplay. With gameplay, I'm gonna talk about Frontiers. So yeah, Frontiers. With gameplay wise, I really enjoy the quick stepping. I don't really like how it's kind of unresponsive sometimes. Sometimes things can be a little weird. You can cancel out your attacks, which is actually a really good thing. Just in case you're like, oh yeah, let me not get hit, because you don't know what you might be doing in the open world with fighting an enemy or a guardian. And with Shadow Generations, you feel a little slower, which kind of got me like wondering. Got me a little skeptical of the game, but it didn't downgrade my experience. I wasn't really a fan of Shadow Speed at the time. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Frontiers on this one, but it's still very close. Up next, let's talk about controls. So these games share the same control scheme, but Yeah, with Sonic Frontiers, you get to boost in the air and continue boosting. With Shadow Generations, you just boost and then you don't get to do anything else afterwards. Unless you're trying to, I don't even know. It's really hard to explain. But anyways, I'm gonna have to give it to Frontiers on this one. Up next, let's just talk about the overall story. So, with Sonic Frontiers, I'm not even gonna explain it. If you play the game, then you play the game and you know what it's about. With Shadow Generations, same thing. I love how Shadow interacts with Maria, and I love how Sonic interacts with Sage, how Eggman interacts with Sage. And honestly, I just really love Frontiers' story over Shadow Generations because with Sonic Generations, it never had a real story. And with Shadow Generations, it also kind of felt the same. So the fact that people were praising it kind of got me like, whoa. I thought people would hate the story, but I'm not gonna disrespect you guys, your guys' opinions. So you guys can have whatever opinion you want. Sorry that I'm stuttering, by the way. This video is definitely unscripted. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Frontiers on this one. Now let's just bring it over to the final verdict: Sonic Frontiers. I'm sorry, it's just this game has great. How can I say now? It has great polish, has better gameplay, and it just has a better story and a longer experience, which Shadow Generations was a little short, which was kind of underwhelming, but it is still a great game and will definitely remain in my, on my Xbox until I die. Well, that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.